Hi Taurus. Let's be real. Taurus isn't walking into any dates right now. Taurus is home in sheer neutral cashmere. If you want to see Taurus, make the effort. And it's not like Taurus isn't making the effort either, but it's we are fully in receptive mode. The ox year has ended. The tiger year has become. We expect these blessings, and your astrology backs up your intuition, so let's get into it. Now, Mercury is retrograde and will be until about February 21st. Until then, you really feel good about you. But once that retrograde is over, you really feel good about you, which is exactly why you can't make any decisions right now, and why actually we're not on the walking path. You don't have a direction yet, and so you can't go anywhere, but people will want you to pick a direction, choose a person, choose an opportunity, and to the point where it's offensive and it's so insistent that it borders on invasion of privacy. And you can't really figure out why people are so why they're so insistent that you live your life a certain way when they don't take any cues from you on how to live their life. This also applies to how much affection people want from you or how much you're willing to give. You may recently have come to the realization that your affection wasn't always yours to give, that you were obligated to give it to people that you felt you owed it to. And that can bring up a lot of really icky feelings if we go deeper into it. So there are some deep moments. Remember, through most of the month of February, Mercury is still retrograde. So there is a lot of soul searching still happening, but as time progresses, that search becomes deeper and deeper, and it becomes more and more localized to what you are choosing to heal and what you have the strength to confront. If your affection, for example, has always been commodified, if you were the person in your family who had to be the warm beating center of it, if you were the one who had to kind of fill in the affection gaps with your Venusian energy, but these were gaps that should never have been your responsibility to fill, this is going to come up in some interesting ways. You may find yourself wanting to perhaps reciprocate someone's affections that you don't really want to, because this wound is opening up, and so you're having that compulsion again to do it to make them feel better about them. Because what you are realizing more and more, those of you who don't know it yet, or are too young to know it yet, what you're realizing is that your physicality, your ability to be affectionate, your particular brand of affection is so special, and it can unfortunately be commodified because people need it so much. And in the process, you can become somewhat of a transaction or a product through which people relate through transactional, encounters. You'll see this a lot with Taurus women, where they feel almost as if their sensuality is being bartered for some sort of security, and some Tauruses make this barter willingly, or they're just jaded, savvy, however you want to see it. And then there's some that it breaks their heart, because love is supposed to be this pure thing, and union is supposed to be something that isn't transactional. So your inner romantic can really save you right now from making any concrete decisions, no matter how much someone wants you to choose them or choose a direction. Instead of getting mad at them and being reactive, which is your tendency, really see right through them. Reaction means that you're buying what they're saying and then you're reacting to it. But what if you could see right through them and you weren't buying a single word? There would be nothing to react to, because it's obviously a ruse, it's obviously a ploy, it's obviously an attempt to get you to behave erratically. And for one reason or another, people would really like to discredit you right now. And that's not so much a threat as it is a fact. You feel it yourself. You see the subs here and there. You see how people are reacting to you becoming more and more successful, but more importantly, to you living your life. You have come into your own in so many ways. There's been some major break There's been some major breakaway moment that gave you your freedom, and since then, sure, you have been a bit raw, but you have begun to heal, and it feels so good, and the closure feels so good that you're a bit addicted to it, and you've become adventurous about healing and exploring different modalities of how to get that feeling and how to keep releasing. And you've also made this interesting correlation between healing and financial freedom and financial success. You can feel yourself more confident, you can feel yourself more dynamic, your procrastination is beginning to wane, your initiative, right? Your self-esteem is beginning to rise, and you keep doing things to feed that fire. And Venus retrograde really isn't slowing you down at all. It's actually giving you a lot more perspective on how dope you are. So be kind to people around you who really want answers from you, because Venus retrograde is really messing with them. They want answers from you because they can't figure themselves out. They don't know what's going on with them. They don't know, in a romantic sense, where their value lies anymore. For Venusians, this is a great time period because that's never been a question for you. Those aren't the things you question. You question other things. Of course, everyone has something, but these are not the things you question. So be a little bit kind to anyone who is, anyone who is feeling unwanted, anyone who is feeling that somehow your approval would mean the world right now. You can't give them the approval because you don't want to feed that sickness, but you also don't want to be outwardly just cold and mean and ignore the person because you don't want to have the tough talk. There is some happy medium where you can make it clear to them that you're not in a position to make a decision right now and you need a little more time. And if you need to, send them like a passive aggressive link to this video, that's okay too. Hi, this person sent you here because they're not quite ready to make a decision. They're a Taurus, and usually they're very decisive, and so I know this is throwing you off, but they're going through a bit of a bounce back from a tough time. They don't want to tell you that because they don't really pride themselves in their resilience. They're not supposed to get hurt in the first place. So resilience isn't actually their strong suit, but when they get into it, they're good at it, and right now they're into it, and you would be a distraction. I'm sorry. Don't take it personally. It's not you, it's them. They will come back around, and it won't be because they're douchebags. They just will be in a better place. You can, of course, choose to see that as douchebag behavior, but then that's probably why you got this link in the first place, because you don't deserve them. Sorry. Okay. And then the next note I have here is don't be mean to people and let them down really easy. Okay, now slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. Here's the other thing. Venus is in Aquarius from February 1st tomorrow to February 25th. Now add to this that Mars wants to create all this tension from February 18th to February 21st. Everyone wants you to choose them. Everyone wants your attention. And anytime you can't give it, they are upset and you are getting mad. They want to interfere in your life. They want to tell you exactly what they think you should choose. So until the 18th, it's just like this kind of subtle pressure, and you're dealing with it the best you can. And you're just like, listen, I know this is out of character for me, and I know I'm doing like my own thing. Just please let me do it. And they're not letting you do it, but they're being subtle. And then from the 18th to 21st, they can't take it anymore. And they're just like, what's wrong with you? Why are you acting like this? And you're like, leave me alone. Umber said you were going to do this. Oh my God. Why is everybody mad at me? Why is it everybody else's problem that I don't have the direction that I don't know what I want to choose yet? Why are you asking a Venusian to choose a direction during Venus retrograde? Aha. Well, Venus retrograde is over, but still, like, this is not how a Venusian makes decisions. This is, you're asking for a straight line. Maybe Taurus needs to meander a little more this way and a little. You see, what's happening is, I just figured it out. And then it says money is great. What's happening is everyone's used to seeing you standing still, and then you take off in this direction or that direction, and then there's like, there they go. Now you're doing this strange thing where you're like meandering around over here and you're meandering around over there, and you're chill and you're not charging at anything. You've even got some like flowers in your horns that got stuck when you were over there smelling the roses, and you're leaving the pen. You're not trying to break out. You're not angry. You're not reactive. You want to go explore. The bull has gone exploring. What do you mean the bull has gone exploring? The bull doesn't go. The bull's exploring. The bull's not even allowed to explore. The bull's not even allowed to leave the pen. The bull has responsibilities. But, you know, the bull decided a couple of months ago that their only responsibility was their own healing and their own happiness, and that the only person that was going to pick them up out of their trauma and really make a difference in their lives was them. And they have since then constantly and consistently chosen themselves. And, you know, everyone's mad about it. But now it's like they're even more upset because you're choosing yourself to the point where you're starting to behave in a way that they don't recognize. Oh, so you love yourself so much now that you're beginning to behave out of character? Well, that just won't do, because most people can't break character. Most people, their character is their prison. What do you mean? How come you can break character? How come you can all of a sudden become this healed, adventurous person out here doing all these things and not giving a fuck about the things that used to piss you off, or the things that used to hold all your attention, or the things that used to chain you? You know, how come you can break character? How come I can't break character? So now this becomes something that makes people want to push you back into that character. Make a decision like you used to before. Go back to that way of thinking. What's wrong with you? I need you to decide, what are you doing, you know? And instead of getting reactive, instead of getting upset, because you're within your rights to be upset, right? Instead of getting upset, just see right through them. Your freedom, your ease, your calm, your choice and willingness to do only what you want to do, and focusing on your own healing and your own growth, is making everyone around you really emotional and really upset. And they're beginning to realize how much they've relied on you all these years, all these months, all through the friendship, all through the relationship, and you were just quietly bearing the burden. And now that, you know, it's not even that you don't want to bear the burden. They can't even catch you long enough to put the burden on you. You're here, you're there, you're gone, you're over here. Like how are you going to put something on a pack animal when you don't understand where the pack animal has gone? You know, now people are really getting a lesson in like, what does fixed earth mean? Taurus is the, you know, this is the domain. We are in Taurus's domain. Taurus can go wherever they want. And you'll find that a lot of Taurus right now, they're traveling. They're going other places. They're connecting with the earth. They're getting, you know, really into the things that come out of the earth, because they're beginning to find themselves in the larger context of this community that they're a part of, and not just isolating themselves in their own traumas, as they often have a tendency to do because of pride, because of this regal quality where they don't want people to be in any way burdened by them, even if it's by their trauma. Meanwhile, we're on the lookout for them so we can burden them, you know?